everyone, I'm Ada from PoisonedRock, and today we have Love Magnusson from Dynazty, a really amazing band that right now is like on the crowd everywhere. They have amazing video clips. Is a new like a fresh metal. It's something that people needed, something new but old at the same time. So I want to start, Love, with the first, of course, questions. Come on, how are you? How are you doing this
I'm
period?
Good. Me.
How is this period with, we know how the situation is right now. What are you doing right now in this amazing period?
Oh yeah. Well, I have written a lot of music.
That's important.
Of course, because there's not much else to do. I'm also building my recording studio, a new one that I'm working quite a bit on. And then also I'm, except from writing for Dynazty, we actually have written a new album.
Yeah,
So we will start recording this year.
Wow, I mean, you just release one album like every 2 years almost. So
yeah, even closer sometimes.
yeah, and maybe in 20 years you will have like 10 album or 20 album, I don't know. Because I mean, and this is good because this means you have a lot of idea, and we will explore this idea and the composition. Of course, we start with another common question because, of course, you are known. Usually, I do the opposite question. Like I do this question to introduce the band for the newbie fan, like the old band, like I don't know, Possessed, Megadeth, just to introduce for the newbie fan. But I want to introduce Dynazty to the people because I think that all the young teenagers, even me, there's people with our age knows Dynazty. But for people of the other generation, what really, I mean, just a little bit, speak briefly about how Dynazty born, because I know you are one of the founding member or the founding member of the band. So just only you can speak the truth. So how Dynazty born?
Well, it was born in 2007, actually. We came up with the idea of starting a band. And from the very first beginning, it was me and John Berg, an old member, that came up with the idea to start a band. And then we, John knew Joey and George at that time. So we gathered together with them and did like a few rehearsals and stuff, but we didn't have a singer, so we were looking everywhere basically. and then we found the Nils on via MySpace, the old website.
I remember MySpace. I remember I used to contact the bands through MySpace. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So we wrote to him there, but he didn't answer for like 3 months or so because he didn't use it much, I guess.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he answered and like, yeah, I can come to Stockholm for a test run. And then we had a rehearsal with him and had some beers, and then he asked, then we started Dynazty.
And then how the band started. I mean, and so you released the first album, Bring the Thunder.
Yeah.
So of course, I think that each member of the band has a past in the music, just even jamming in the room. So you have some kind of experience. But when we speak about recording and composing and thinking about the topic, I mean, that all the process of the evolution of an album, especially the recording and the mastering. How was it for the first album, for Bring the Thunder?
You mean the like writing process and the recording and everything?
Yeah, and especially the mastering and the releasing, because it was the first one.
Yeah, we recorded the album in Polar Studios in Stockholm, since we had a good connection to Chris Laney, a producer, and a musician and producer here in Stockholm. And at that time he was working in Polar Studios, which is one of the like biggest studios in Stockholm at that time. So that was really fun. We were like, 20
Yeah,
walking there. And,
in 20, yeah, in 29, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I think we spent 2 weeks recording it with him, and then he also produced that album. So we had him working as a producer for the album as well.
That's amazing because you had the chance to have like a producer and recording together. And
Yeah, yeah,
for the evolution of the main topic, I mean, this is the part of composing. Who is the main?
yeah.
Who was or who is the main composer in this particular album?
In that album, it's uh, all the members equal, I would say.
Bring some part of them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because we wrote at that time. We wrote a lot of the music in the rehearsal room,
Yeah.
like jamming and stuff, and
Yes. And
not maybe the way we do today. Today we have a total different approach in writing songs.
and we will go through that because if I have to speak and I ask you for yet each albums, we will probably speak until midnight. But I just read all night something. I wanna just speak about the album that I think that even the press. So it's not me that said that. The press said that like mark some like your career, like Sultan of Sins.
Yeah,
Like it was a huge album. Like I mean, and Titanic Mass and the last one. The last one said everyone I read is like a change is a new type of. I don't know. I don't know how to call it to label this album. So before speaking, The Dark Delight, because it's a beautiful title for the album. I want to speak about this evolution, we can say. I mean, because you go through 2009 with Bring the Thunder, and do like, I don't know, like other 7, 8 albums, something like that.
Yeah.
You see some evolution in all of these albums, and there is a particular album that, except the last one, forget the last one right now, that you see as like this is maybe when you listen this you think of your career and you listen to the album you think these are Dynazty, these are the perfect sound of Dynazty.
Oh, do you mean except from The Dark Light?
Yeah, because that we will go through that because we will speak a little about
you mean which one of the first 6 albums I think is the most Dynazty? Well, I would say Titanic Mass or Venatus. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yes, but if you have to advise one album or a few songs, just to people to catch the fan and say, okay, I won't buy one album of Dynazty. I want Dynazty in my collection of vinyls. I don't know. Which album would you advise? Not because you like that, of course, but because you think it's good to have it in their collection.
Yeah, of course I would go for The Dark Delight, but since I can't choose that one, I will choose Titanic Mass.
Titanic Mass, why? I want to know why.
I like the sound of that album. It's a real like straightforward, real punchy album, in my opinion.
Because if I have to label the band Dynazty, I can find a label like they say they are prog metal, they are hard rock, they are new. There is no like, because of course you are not a new metal band, of course, this is for sure, of course. But if you have to give a label to like a genre to Dynazty, which one you will say?
As it is today, I would say melodic metal.
Melodic metal. This is like an heavy metal, we can say, like a new heavy metal.
Yeah, but at the same time, we are very melodic.
I also read and see some video clips because you recorded a lot of amazing video clips that are well done, and the photography is because I'm a photographer. I'm saying the photography is perfect. Seems like the small movie like the short movies, than video
Yeah.
clips. How this choice? I mean, you put really a huge effort in doing video clips. These things is amazing because people can feel what the song want to. I mean, I can, if there is an emotion that's in that video clips, I can feel it through the video clips. It's something that you wanted to create. Maybe I don't know that video clips is speaking about, I don't know, depression, anxiety, or stress, and you want to create that people feel in that way.
Do you mean like in the music videos? No.
Yeah, like if you want to put like how can I say, when you record a video clip, okay, so you want that people feel the meaning of the song through the video.
Yeah, of course. And, of course, I'm actually not how to say it. I don't put too much time into getting my will through in the videos.
Yeah,
I spend a lot of time writing music mostly, but yeah, I think we try to connect the videos as much as possible to the meaning of the song.
Yes,
or the feeling of the song.
And who is the band that wrote the songs?
The writes the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly me, Nils, and Mike.
So you and how and what do you want to transmit to the people with your song? Because your song is not like destruction, you know, like most of the metal band.
Oh, sorry, something happened to my.
No, I hear you. Okay. We can. I repeat again. I say that your song is more like that reminds me some, you know, 80s metal. The topic more more to the real life. It's like they take a look to the real life instead of war, alien, you know, like black metal, death metal. Where you bring your inspiration for writing this music?
Oh, you mean like lyric wise?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nils is writing all of the lyrics basically. But yeah, that's true. We don't write about historical events or a special something. It's more about feelings. Yeah, I guess.
And this is why people can relate more to your song. And speaking, of course, to the now we go to the last album that was released, if I'm not wrong, the 3rd April of 2020. I remember the date. If I'm not wrong, The Dark Delight. Okay, so the main topic, of course, of this album seems like the dark, the light, something, a pleasure that is obscure. And speak about the topic, and of course, I want to know, of course, the composition, like speaking in terms of music composition.
Yeah, but do you mean like how we came into that direction, or?
Yeah, how this album born? I mean, when you started to do Dark Delight, how it started? You just met into, I don't know, rehearsal studio and.
Well, no, but it started like it always does. Basically, we started writing a lot of songs. We just write, and then we start deleting all the songs we don't like, and then just continue to work on these songs that we think have something special or something extra in it.
Yeah.
And then we record at home while we are writing. So we don't write the songs in the rehearsal room or so. Most often we like start making some lighter demos and send to each other, especially nowadays when you can't travel.
Yeah, I saw doing these things with different bands, sending like parts and composing, like adding parts or vocals. Yeah.
So basically, that's how we started writing The Dark Light as well. And then after a while, when the songs are coming together, we hook up and start recording them a little bit more serious, like working demos. And it's not like we didn't have a special plan or anything for that album. We just wrote songs that we liked.
And the title just came up like that we call it Dark Delight.
No, no, we had a few different titles. I think I can't remember the other ones, but it's usually like two, three, four titles that's circulating a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, yeah, yeah, let's go for that one.
And it has a huge success because it's like circulating, like say 1 year is like, I see that the views of the video is, I mean, 2 million people is like, wow, it's huge. It's huge. It's
So
something
yeah,
really,
the album is a real success for us. It's by
yeah,
far our absolute most successful album ever,
yeah.
basically.
Yes, and speaking for you, just you personally, which is your favorite Dynasty song
I would say
to
Heartless
play?
Man.
I wanna add also a song that you love, like yourself, and a song that you like to play as a guitarist.
Yeah, yeah. I would say Heartless Madness, actually.
Yeah, it's fun to play
It's my
live.
absolute favorite. And I loved it from the start. Actually, that song was from the very first thought about it. It started
Yeah,
with a little dun, 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 you know, the melody,
yeah.
the chorus melody. And Niels was at my place here, and I woke him up in the morning because he was sleeping here overnight. Like, yeah, I have a idea ongoing. Let's try something on it. And I think
That's
maybe 1 hour later the song was complete.
already.
It was insane how fast we wrote
I
that
mean,
song.
yeah, sometimes when you have the inspiration that I mean, it comes from music or even from, just thoughts. You just go through that and you can have an entire album even in few months ready. So
Exactly.
it depends how much the band is closer, their feelings is great, and it seems to me that all Dynasty is like a family because as I'm seeing in the live and the video clips. And speaking about lives, you
Yeah,
toured a lot, and I know also that you had the postponed tour last year. But we will
yeah.
go through the project future on at the end. I want to know if there was a moment particular in touring in the past that you remember mostly, that you enjoyed mostly, or was fun particular.
Oh, that's a
This
hard
is,
question.
yeah, this is always our
Yeah,
question.
we had a lot of fun touring, but it's really hard to like a special memory. Yeah, I would say the most surprising thing I've ever experienced while touring is we did 2 tours in China back a few years ago. Pretty long tours. It was like 3 weeks each, I think. And the second one, actually, the first time we came there and did the first show, it was a lot of people knowing our songs, and that was really insane because we didn't know anything about China at all, you know.
That, yeah,
And there's
people from China, Japan are really into our rock classic. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then yeah, we did a smaller tour, smaller venues there. And the second time we came back, it was basically the same. And then we were doing a festival, as what we thought was a real small festival in I don't remember the name of this town. I think
Yeah.
it was Shenzhen or something. And then we came to the festival and saw this huge stage, and it was like 25,000 people, I think.
Oh my
We
God.
we thought we
Almost
were
more
doing
than
it,
Iron Maiden and Slayer.
yeah, and I thought it was like a festival for 500 persons, or we all thought it was like that.
Wow.
So that was a real like, oh, holy shit, is this where we're
Yes, I
playing
mean,
today?
these are like, as we can say, satisfactions, because this means that all your works you did in all these, we can say, more than 10 years, 12, 13 years are doing, I mean, you're getting results.
Yeah,
And this is,
yeah.
and how will you describe Dynasty in one word.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah,
I would say powerful.
powerful.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just speaking, now I want to speak a little about influences, because speaking about a little about you, the Dynasty, what we were saying before, they have different influences from different genres. There are some bands or specific genre that influence the band.
Oh, I mean, if they
Yeah, this is for the
yeah,
band, not you. So keep your
I don't
influences for
know.
later.
Uh, we don't have like any band we want to be like.
Yeah, I don't know, and I can notice
We don't have
that.
like that. We just write music,
I can notice that.
and then perform it as well as we can. But I think I don't know if that's common or uncommon, but we really not into any genres that much. We don't want to be a specific genre.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
see ourselves in a specific genre. We take inspiration from pretty much everything. It can be any style and any
everything you
genre.
like. Yeah.
Anything. Yeah,
As,
we just do what we like.
as speaking personally, before speaking about your other project that I am trying to interview this person like a lot,
Yeah.
I want to know your personal influences. First, as I mean, human being, like influences you had since you were a child, and then as guitarist, because I know that many guitarists, could have some particular, how can I say, some particular favorite guitarist that that take inspiration from him.
Yeah. Well, for me, if we go in like general,
Yeah,
I don't have any like favorite artists
yeah,
or favorite bands. I love a lot of bands, and
that's
if I
great.
would, if I were to do a list, I would have to write,
Yeah,
thousands of bands.
yes.
And I don't have any specific band I look up to like that. But as for artists,
Hmm.
through my childhood and youth, if so to speak, I've been pretty much obsessed with Yngwie Malmsteen. Totally obsessed.
Months. And we
He's
can
my childhood hero.
I mean, we can say he's one of the, not the one. I don't want to say that the other guitarist solos are, we said with the other guitar hero, we can say they are not good enough. But we can say that he's probably the king, because
Yeah.
most of the other guitar hero passed through, for example, Whitesnake, because before there were no one, or extreme like Nuno Bettencourt or Joe Petrucci, but Malmsteen has something different. He make like classical music on guitar. Is something different. Sometimes maybe too much, but and he has. I like Malmsteen a lot too. He has an amazing vocalist on his sometimes on his songs. So I agree
Oh
with your
yeah.
choice. So it influenced your way of playing the guitar, or
Yeah. At some point, I don't play very much like Yngwie when I write my own solos and stuff, or
yeah,
so. But yeah, he's been the biggest source of inspiration. Not that I necessarily want to sound like him, but
sure, of course,
he has
and
been a very big source of inspiration through my from the start when I
he
started
was
playing guitar
yeah,
until still today. But when I
yeah,
was like a teenager, I was obsessed with him.
yeah.
I just wanted to learn all his songs, and I wanted to know everything about him. He was my true idol.
No, that's good, because if you started playing guitar, it, maybe making some cover of him, for example, exercising with the songs is really means that you are a good guitarist, because it's fucking hard to play.
Oh yeah. Maybe that was a good start.
And now I wanted to do like a different question, because usually I don't ask, the what kind of instrumentation musician use, because sometimes people doesn't matter. But for guitarists is different, because we have a lot of guitarists, solo guitarists in the world. Which is your favorite type of, I mean, which your favorite instrumentation to play, like from the guitar, the chords, the amplification?
Oh, you know my favorite gear?
Yeah. If you have to go on stage, what will you bring with you? As yeah.
I would bring this one. My favorite guitar.
Yeah.
It's a pretty much standard Gibson Les Paul 60s. Pretty thick, heavy, solid guitar. Weighs about 7 kilos, so it really hurts my shoulders when I tour a lot with it.
Yeah.
And then I would bring, and then basically any amp that sounds decent or better. Then I'm happy.
Yeah. And what brings you to play guitar and not, I don't know, bass or keyboards or, I don't know?
I actually always wanted to play guitar since I was 6 or 7.
Yeah, so I was like...
So I told my mom, I think when I was 6, that I wanted to play guitar. And then when I was 7 or 8, I started. I got an old guitar and just started to play.
You started. And which was the first song you learned?
I don't know the very first song, but one of the very few first songs, or the actual, you know, not maybe just a small melody or something, but the first whole song I learned was "Blowing in the Wind" with Bob Dylan. Actually.
Wow. This is a good answer, because most of the time guitarists say the Smoke on the Water or Stairway to Heaven, or and I heard too much this not this answer, but I saw many friends starting playing like Stairway to Heaven and Deep Purple. That's Bob Dylan is a huge composer and artist. And I mean, and speaking about your other project, how happens? I mean, how is being with Julian Turner? Because he's an icon of the 80s. He's a living icon.
Well, for me, it's really fun to play with him. We toured a lot, and it's also, as I mentioned before, since Yngwie is my childhood hero, I listened a lot to the Odyssey album, where of course Joe sings. So when I actually, from the beginning, I got the chance to do one show with him. Just a one-off show in, I think it was in Czechoslovakia no, Czech Republic. It's called.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. It was supposed to be a one-off show, just as a hired gun. So we did that show with him, and then a few months later or something, I got a question from him if I wanted to do a tour in Spain with him.
Wow.
And obviously I said yes right away.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I will say yes even myself. I will learn guitar in, I don't know, 1 year. I don't know. I will go like, for example, I'm a huge fan of Whitesnake. They are my favorite band of all the time. If, for example, I play the bass. If their bass player, they are looking for a bass player, I will say, I'm here. They have already an Italian in their band, the keyboardist. So I know the keyboardist. Take me, please. Take me to the... Yes, and believe me, they are the hardest band to interview, the hardest one to get in touch with. Oh my God. But if I will do that, but even I'm like, I did interview from death metal to new metal to punk. We can say basically anything. But right now, I'm seeing that there are new bands that are living like a print in the music history, not like bands, the classic rock bands, maybe indie rock, like happens for years ago and they disappeared. And I'm noticing that there are, including of course Dynazty, a lot of bands that are doing a really good job outside, and most of the band comes from Sweden. What is happening in Sweden right now?
Oh, I don't know.
You are producing, I don't know. I mean, I spoke with a band called Sister.
Yeah.
They are from Sweden as well. They are amazing. And I was saying, I said, you are from, I mean, today. And when I listen Sister, I feel in the 80s. What is happening? Sometimes of good is happening. Finally, is the music is start to burn again, to be bands are starting like to leaving a print mark in the music history, and this is good because no one, because we had so many bands all equal together. No one tried to do something new. They all try to do something all the classic stuff. But I don't want to say that they are bad or not. I'm no one to judge. But band like yours, I think that you will have as you can say, a lot of followers, fans. And I mean, I can't imagine how many people contact you or any musicians in the band for an autograph or just saying, hello, I'm your fan. And I think that this interview will have a lot of views because people will get madly when I will see that I interviewed Dynazty. I knew something like that. And now, we speaking, of course, of influences as well. You said that you have and you listen a lot of music, but we have now to be more restricted and pick 5. I don't want to say album because maybe it's too tough, but 5 bands from
That inspired me a lot.
Yeah, that you love. I mean, you have to do a festival, for example, and you have a lineup of 5 bands. Which band will you bring on the stage? Could be Dead. I mean, you have all your choices.
I would bring Van Halen, since they can be dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would bring Def Leppard.
Amazing.
I would bring Rammstein.
I completely. We thought different genre. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I would bring. A little bit black. I have to think, but I don't know.
The first band
I would bring Whitesnake, I think, with Doug Ulrich on guitar. That would make me happy.
With who? With who on guitar? Please repeat again.
Doug Ulrich. Yeah.
He has a band called The Burning Rain. Listen to that band.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. I like Doug a lot. He's a big
Me
inspiration.
as well. It's an amazing guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the 5th band I would choose would be, I don't know, Mr. Big, maybe. Would be
Billy
fun.
Sheehan. Billy Sheehan and Nuno Batten and Billy Sheehan and Paul Gilbert. I mean, they are.
Yeah, Paul Gilbert. Paul Gilbert is also a big inspiration for me.
Yes, and he's an humble musician. I remember when, because, of course, that Billy Sheehan is considered like the biggest, best player in the world of, we can say, rock music. When I had the chance to interview Billy Sheehan, and I told him to play something, I was like watching him playing, and I forgot all the answer, the question, because I don't know if I was interviewing him or Mr. Big. It was a little bit confused. I had question about Mr. Big, but I had question as when you interview your idol, you're like stuck. So Mr. Big are incredible, and they made all this band. I agree, because this band, I think for me as and I think that I used to do reviews of album and all these things, and if I can say these things that you this band that you choose, they could have in the lyrics, in the topics, in something that can be connected with Dynazty, speaking about real life, speaking about the living life, the people the life that we all live.
Yeah.
The daily life can be happiness, sadness, broken hearts, happy endings, because
Yeah.
all these bands speak about these things,
Yeah.
and anger, any feelings. So I think that you bring this influence in Dynazty as well.
Yeah, maybe. But
Yeah.
then also, if I were to add, maybe I actually would put Michael Jackson in that festival as well. If I could compose any festival I wanted, I don't know.
We can choose whenever,
Yeah,
whatever we want. But if of course you are a guitarist, or from the 80s, we can say we are the X generation. I don't know which kind of generation we are, but if you want to do an advice to the new, you can say, kids, teenager that are starting to, they want to play guitar and maybe have a band, I don't know, just take the guitar, what will you say to them?
Oh, I don't know. Don't give up too easy.
Yeah.
I think because it's like with most instruments, but maybe just a guess, but maybe it's, I think for string instruments, it takes quite a few years before they actually start to sound anyway near good.
I know.
Don't judge yourself too hard too early. It takes time to coordinate the fingers and the string.
I started with a guitar, classical guitar, acoustic guitar, sorry.
Yeah.
And after maybe 1 month, I learned the first song was The Man Who Sold the World of David Bowie. I said, okay, guitar is not for me. It's too complicated. I need something easier. I wanted drums. My mom said, no drums. What can I play? Bass. Okay, let's play bass. That it was again a string and again confusion because it's too big, the bass for my hand. And I was like, okay, I will do something in the background of the music. Maybe doing interview or management is my style. And what you say, regarding what you say for the new kid is good, because I remember when I was a teenager and my friends, people like us started bands. It was hard because huge band already was done, and it was because it's hard. It was hard before being on the crowd, and you as a band, as a Dynazty, did it. So this means that even today, that is 10 times, maybe 10,000 times harder, people can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And what about, you were speaking that you are working on a new album, new materials right now.
Yeah. We pretty much finished off writing a new Dynazty album.
Wow. So it will be
we will be recording it this year.
So so it will be out in 2021, or we are waiting 2022?
I don't know exactly when it will be out, so we leave that to the future.
But something that you can say, because I know that there are things that you can say. Something that you can say about this new album?
Yeah, it kicks ass.
That's amazing. And it will be.
It's in my opinion, a really, really good and fun album. It's. I hope it will blow your mind.
I think, if we look to the first album until today, there is like an evolution of growing up people. It's like
Yeah.
you grew up also as person. In the, you can see also the grown up of musicians, minds, personalities, and now and about lives. There is some. I know that right now we have all the situation. Each country is different, but there is some, I don't know, some festival or some tour there is on the horizon.
We are currently booking new stuff pretty much all the time. I don't know exactly what's been announced or not.
Yeah.
But we've been canceling so many. You know, I think we scheduled or postponed the Finnish tour we had last year like 3 times.
Oh my god.
Until we had to like cancel the show and start looking for new dates. But hopefully we won't have to postpone. But I can't say anything right now. It feels like you book a show like 6 months away. It feels like it's not gonna happen, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't know that. You have to just wait what will happen in with this situation.
I believe it when we're sitting on the airplane. I will believe it.
But I think that most of the things will happen, like happen on 2022, because a lot of festivals, they are already postponed for 2022. And just said, okay, if like 10 huge festival are postponed for next year, this means that basically in 2022 will be the year of the music, because people will like drive like crazy, take plane and go in each kind of concert that will be in the world. I mean, there will be maybe one festival with 2 million of people, because people will be insane. I think being there, of course, they will have, I don't know, like some passport, something that they'll say that they are negative, tested, or they get the vaccine. This is the only problem, but it's that people need it. So if we want to leave a message for the Dynazty fan, new fan and old fan, because I think that in this interview we catch some new fun. If you want to leave a message, just to say goodbye, not goodbye, just we can say in Italian we say ciao. That is like more short than goodbye. Goodbye is long term. So,
well, I would say to all of our fans and followers and listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for following us. That's all the reason we do what we do, or even are able to do what we do. We were really thankful for that. And for you who haven't heard Dynazty, check it out. Check out our music is everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. Just check it out. YouTube.
Yeah, I will post any links on the box below. On the information, the bands will be there. So thank you so much, Lou. It was really a pleasure, and I really hope to see Dynazty in some lives, and being able to make some picture to the band and see. And I'm waiting for the new album being released. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a nice night, because we are almost at dinner time, sleepy time. So thank you so much, and I will let you know when the interview will be out. So thank you so much, and keep on going in this direction. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Bye.
I'm tripping on the edge, push me in the back, and I'll be stepping right over reality. It's skipping on its head, push me in the back, and you'll be treading on a crack in the eyes. Your silence screaming pictures to me, but I'm too blind to see. Then I step into a dream, and finally your eyes fade to black, and I see the spark within, shining a light over my galaxy. Colors bring to life, sending me into serenity. Yeah. step into a dream.